Hello friends, good morning. I hope that you are doing well today. I wanted to do a quick out the door makeup look, like just an easy everyday look. So that's what I'm going to be doing for you guys today. And I have, got a point over here, I have my birthday flowers back here. So I feel like they look massive, but I just think they are so beautiful. So yeah, I just thought I would put them in the video. But I'm going to go ahead and do my skincare, and I'm just using the Biore UV Aqua Rich Watery Essence. Like usually, especially in the summer, I don't normally use a face moisturizer. I'll just use my sunscreen as my face moisturizer because this one is very like moisturizing and hydrating. And since my skin has a tendency to be a bit more oily in the summer, I don't need a ton of moisturizers on my skin. So I'm just gonna put this all over. And then I'm also gonna go ahead and moisturize my lips with the Vaseline Rosy Lips. I'm using the Maybelline Superstay Lumi Matte Foundation. This has just become one of my all-time favorite foundations. I love the finish on this. It's not like a flat matte. It does have like a slight bit of a glow, but not overly so. I mean, definitely on me throughout the day, it does get a bit more glowy than it would on somebody with dry skin. And then I'm just using my Dampen Wet n Wild makeup sponge to blend the foundation out. I'm trying to wake up this morning. I'm getting ready before work, and it's early. It's like 5:37 a.m. So, and I got up at 5, so I just feel like I'm trying to wake up still. I know that you guys like it when I film these quick everyday looks just because they are practical. For my eyeshadow today, I'm gonna do more of like a one and done eyeshadow look. I'm probably gonna end up using 2 eyeshadows just because I always like a highlight, like a brow bone highlight and an inner corner highlight, but on the lid, I'm just gonna be using 1 eyeshadow color. And I'm just going back and adding a little bit more foundation to the center of my face. Just want a little bit more coverage there. But next week I'm going to be off on vacation. We're not really going anywhere per se. I mean, I kind of am. I'm just doing like local trips. You know, like trips that are 2 to 3 hours away. So we're not going like super far and doing like a huge like big vacation, but like this weekend I'm going to Cincinnati with 2 of my girlfriends, so I'm looking forward to that. And then probably later next week, like towards the end of the week, Josh and I, we will do something. We haven't like really quite decided. Okay, so I'm just doing some dots of that. I'm going to take a little bit of this up on my eyelids. But I really like this Rimmel multitasker because it's not too drying and it's not too illuminating. Like, it's really good. It's just like right there in the middle. I love the tone on this one. This is in 30 Light, I think. Yeah, 30 Light. So I just think this is a really good shade. Like, it's brightening, but it's not too brightening. Okay, and then to set everything, I'm going to be using my favorite MCO Beauty Miracle Flawless Setting Powder. But I have not, like today I am going to post my video talking about like my birthday weekend, so I haven't, you know, you guys haven't commented on that video yet because it hasn't went live yet today, but I'm sure that a lot of you guys are going to wish me like a happy birthday. So I'm just going to go ahead and thank you guys in advance for your comments and everything on that video. And some of you guys have messaged me on Instagram and stuff because I did post those pictures and stuff on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, I guess I don't always link it down in the description box, so I need to start doing that again. But I have 2 different Instagram accounts. One is kind of like more of my, I guess, personal Instagram. It's linked with my second YouTube channel, which I have not posted on my second YouTube channel since the beginning of the year. So I really need to like start posting on that channel again. It was gonna have like more like vlog style videos and, you know, just whatever I wanted to film that wasn't beauty related. So my regular Instagram that I normally post on is the one that's affiliated with that account. And then I do have another Instagram account that's supposed to be in alignment with like this with my beauty channel, but I just never post on that one. So I don't know. I'll link both of my Instagram accounts down below if you'd like to go check them out, but I need to be a little bit more regular with posting on Instagram. I don't know. I've just gotten out of the habit of posting on there. Off camera, I went ahead and filled in my eyebrows with my Maybelline Build-A-Brow in Ash Brown. And then I also went ahead and primed my eyelids with the Milani eyeshadow primer. So next, I'm going to move on to the eyes, and I'm just going to do a really quick eyeshadow look for you guys today. So one of my favorite eyeshadows to use for a one and done look is this Maybelline Single in Nude Glow. I think, yeah, Nude Glow. I always want to call this something else, but it's like I've definitely hit pan on this eyeshadow. It's just such a good everyday eyeshadow. So a lot of times I just use the little sponge that comes in this little palette, and I just like to put it all over the lid and kind of take it up into the crease, and then I'll usually go in with like a blending brush just to like add a little bit more and blend it out there in the crease. I'm just taking like a blending brush, getting some more of that color on there, tap off the excess, and then I'll just lightly go into the crease just to like use this color all over. And just see what a difference just the one eyeshadow makes. Like it just opens my eyes up a little bit more, adds just like a little bit more color and depth. I don't know. I just think it's a really pretty color. What are some of your favorite one and done eyeshadows? I've done a video before on like my favorite one and done eyeshadows, so I'll link that video down below, and I kind of go over like my favorites. And then I'm just taking the Sigma Pencil E30 with some more of that color, and I'm going to run it here on the lower lash line. And you could just stop here and let it be a true one and done eyeshadow look, but I always like to add a brow bone highlight and an inner corner highlight. So can you guys guess? Well, I just showed you, but I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Color Icon eyeshadow palettes and the cream shade in this. This is just my go-to favorite highlight shade. Between this and the Milani Brow Fix Brow Kit, the highlight shade in here, these are like my two most reach for eyeshadow highlights. I just rarely use that Milani highlight in videos just because that palette's not made anymore. And I mean, sometimes if I'm doing like a shop my stash, like I'll use discontinued products, but I don't like to use them regularly in videos, because if you know, want to like recreate the look exactly, I want you to be able to get the products. So, or maybe if it's like a product that you see and you'd like to get, and then it would be like frustrating not to be able to get it. And then before I do my blush and my highlight and possibly bronzer, I'm gonna go ahead and do my lipstick so I know how intense to make my blush. So I'm just gonna take off the lip conditioner that I had on my lips, which I feel like most of it seeped into my lips. I'm going to be using another new Revlon lipstick that I added to my collection recently. This is not a new shade, but it's just new to me. This is one of their super lustrous lipsticks, and this is in the shade Electric Melon. So it's a really pretty like magenta kind of pink color, sort of like my robe that I have on. And obviously, if you didn't want to wear a lipstick color this bright, you know, just wear something that you feel more comfortable in. But I've really been into wearing brighter colors like clothing and lips, nails. I don't know, it's just something about summer. It just makes me so happy to see bright colors, to wear bright colors. So that's what I've been into. I really love the shade. I think it is gorgeous. And even though it is bright, I still feel like it's wearable, at least to me. I don't know. If maybe you didn't wear bright colors, maybe this would seem too intense, but... And then for my blush, I thought that this one would pair really nicely. This is one of the Tarte Amazonian Clay blushes, in the shade Natural Beauty. So I was just wiping my blush brush off. I'm just using the Morphe M164, I think. No, 241. Man, I was totally off on that. And this is like more of a blush color that you would think to use like in the winter, right? Because it kind of gives you that you were out in the cold and came inside look, but it pairs really nicely with this lipstick. And this is just one of my favorite blush colors. I've owned this blush for years and she's still going strong. And then, like I said, I've been doing my blush and then just looking at everything to see if I really need to add bronzer. And I feel like this look today, I don't really feel like I need bronzer. I don't know, like I told you guys, I've just kind of been in this mode of not really using bronzer, which is so not like me. Maybe it's just because I've been using brighter colors. It's just competing with the bronzer. I'm not real sure why I haven't been into it, but for the highlight, I'm using the CoverGirl True Blend Super Stunner palette. And I know that this is kind of a discontinued product, but this is one of my all-time favorite highlights. But sometimes I can still find it on like Walmart or Amazon. So I will link it down below if my links still work for this product. Just gonna put a little bit of this here on my nose. I guess I've just been more into highlights than bronzers recently. Okay, and then to set everything, I always use the setting spray, but I'm gonna be using the LA Girl setting spray. And I'm almost done with this Milani Make It Last. Like, look, I've got just a little bit left. So it's like, maybe I need to use this so I can use it up. Maybe I will. It's just getting to that place where sometimes it spits at you and I don't like that. Like, I wish that the top screwed off of this, which maybe somehow I can get it off and then I could put this, the rest of this in here. That's normally what I do, but let's see if I can. Okay, yeah, I think that worked. Yeah, but it's like when you get to the end, it just doesn't really spray like as evenly as it did when it was full. Just gonna go back with my makeup sponge and make sure that evenly got on my face there. Off camera, I went ahead and did my mascara and I used the Maybelline Sky High in Cosmic Black. I love this mascara. It's one of my favorites if I want one that's gonna like give me a lot of length on my lashes. I don't know, I just think this one is so pretty and I really like their True Brown in this mascara. So if you like brown mascaras, I think that is a beautiful one. And then on my lower lashes, I just use the e.l.f. Lash Extender. That is my favorite. It does not smudge. So, and sometimes I like the e.l.f. Lash Extender on the upper lashes as well, but so, and I also went ahead and got my clothes on for the day, my jewelry and everything. So this is the makeup look done. I hope that you guys enjoyed this quick out the door makeup look, get ready with me today. And I hope that you all have a great day and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.